Mom, is now a good time to talk? I was hoping we could, have a little word about something.
What do you want? To be honest with you, I get a bad feeling every time you message me, Hunter.
Wow, how could you say such a thing? That cuts me deep, Mom. Anyone would think you'd be overjoyed to get a message from your only son.
I said it precisely because I'm not overjoyed, and with good reason. Anyway, what did you want?
I'm sorry to trouble you like this, but can I have $500? I tried my best to get a hold of it by other means, but nothing panned out. Think of it as pocket money? Pretty please? I'm in a really tough spot this month, and I desperately need someone to bust me out of it.
I just gave you some last week. Do you think I'm made of money? Please stop doing this. I'm at my wit's end here. You're a grown man, for Pete's sake. I made it very clear that last week was the last time I'd be giving you anything. I can't believe you're asking me again.
I know that, Mom, but when I say I'm in a tough spot, I mean a really tough spot. Like, might not be able to carry on paying the bills tough. I live in the city. Things cost money here, you know? Surely you've seen the news about how much rent and food prices are going up. Things aren't as cheap as they were for you back in the day. I know you gave me money last week, but to be totally honest with you, Mom, it just wasn't enough.
If things are so difficult for you, you know you're always welcome to come home and live with me. Let's be realistic. There's no guarantee you'll even carry on with your current job.
Why even say things like that? God damn it, Mom. You never have any faith in me. I like this company. Things feel different here. I really think this could be the one that I go the distance with. So there's no way I'm quitting this time.
I wonder. I'd love to believe that, but you've switched jobs more times than I can count now.
I told you I'm not quitting this time. Jeez, Mom. I wish you'd have my back sometimes. Besides, I don't want to live in the countryside again. There's nothing to do here. I'm bored out of my skull whenever I come to see you. The thought of living there makes me want to neck myself. Plus, you know Ingrid said she didn't want to live out in the sticks. She's a city girl, always has been, always will be.
You've been married for a whole 3 years now. Don't you think it's time you stopped pestering your aged mother for money? Why not ask Ingrid to start working part-time if you two are struggling so much financially? Surely that should take the burden off.
Yeah, that's not going to be as easy as you make it sound. I told her she'd never have to work when we got married.
But that was when things were better, wasn't it? What else can you do when reality comes knocking at the door like this? Can you really get by without her contributing anything? I've given in to your pestering for far too long already. If you think you can carry on relying on me to fix all of your money worries, you've got another thing coming. You're not a teenager anymore, Hunter. Do you think I don't have outgoings of my own? I have bills to pay and food to buy, not to mention my retirement planning. I'm no spring chicken anymore. You two are in your prime. Isn't there anything you can do to ease the pressure yourselves? I can't afford to waste any more of my money.
Waste? It's not a waste at all. I can't think of a better use for it. I'm your son. What's money for if not helping out family in times of trouble?
I take it that means you'll be looking after me when I'm too old to do it myself?
Well, I'm not sure about that actually. Ingrid didn't seem too open to the idea of us moving in with you when I asked her. Sorry, Mom, but I don't think that's going to be possible. It's not that I don't want to, though. I do, really, but you know how stubborn and willful she is.
Yes, I'm quite aware of how it's nothing but take when it comes to you two. You're going to have to fix your own problems.
Mom, please. You're the only person I can rely on. God, none of this would be happening if Dad was still around. He'd have my back.
If your dad was still around, he'd be coming down on you like a ton of bricks for begging your parents for money despite being a fully grown man. Don't be so naive. I'm a damn sight softer on you than he would be.
But don't you still have some of his inheritance money left?
He died when you were in elementary school, Hunter. His inheritance money disappeared eons ago on raising you and sending you to college. That didn't stop you spending a gap year doing absolutely nothing in your bedroom surrounded by empty cans of beer and Cheeto packets, though, did it? The chance of any money that goes to you being wasted is too high for me to justify doing it anymore. I'm sorry, but it ends now.
Jesus, Mom. Are you really preaching at me over ancient history now? What's gotten into you today? Give me a break. I don't know what it's going to take to satisfy your absurd expectations. It seems like nothing I do will ever satisfy you. I graduated college and got married. What more do you want? Isn't this what society wants of me?
Which means you should be all the more capable of paying your own way in life. You're not a baby anymore, Hunter. You're almost 30. You flew the nest ages ago, and I'm done paying the consequences for your irresponsible spending habits. If you don't want Ingrid to work, figure out a way to get through this on your own. Stand on your own 2 feet for a change.
Please, Mom, will you just stop? You know you don't really mean any of this. Just help me out, for crying out loud. I'm your son, damn it. You're flesh and blood. I swear on Dad's memory, this is the last time I'll ever ask you for money.
How many times have I heard that now? You haven't even shown your face around here since you got married 3 years ago. You've got some nerve to come begging me for money. I bet if not for me being a convenient little piggy bank for you to raid in emergencies, you'd never speak to me.
I've got a lot of stuff going on, Mom. It's nothing personal.
I'm not giving you any more money, and that's final. You and Ingrid have plenty of options as for how you proceed from here. Until I can at least see you're making an effort by yourselves, I'm not giving you another cent of my money.
Wow. Fine. Forget it. I see how it is. Screw you then. You're the most useless mom there ever was.
Hunter, what's going on? I just got a message from Ingrid. Would you mind explaining to me what on earth is going on here?
Huh? What are you talking about? What message?
She told me to stop bullying her.
Oh, I think this might be about the part-time job thing.
How exactly am I bullying your wife? Go on. I'm waiting. This should be good.
You're the one that said all that stuff about her, Mom. You know, that the reason we have no money is because Ingrid refuses to get a part-time job?
You know full well that's not what I said. Why are you misleading her? Is this intentional? Did you want her to get mad at me? I almost spat my coffee out when she accused me of bullying her. I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my life.
If she feels like she's being bullied, then she's being bullied. And it's as simple as that. You're the aggressor. You don't get to decide.
All I said was there are things you two should be doing your own before coming and pestering me for money. At no point did I blame her for anything. Being married is about working together as a team to overcome life's challenges. If your salary isn't enough to get by on, then would Ingrid picking up a part-time job to supplement the finances a little really be the worst thing in the world? That's all I was suggesting. I hardly see how it constitutes bullying. Am I just supposed to keep quiet and let you keep walking the path to financial ruin?
Maybe it felt like a suggestion to you. But do you not see how Ingrid could interpret that as you blaming her for all of our financial problems? Keep your suggestions to yourself.
Something tells me it had more to do with the way you told her. Make sure you tell her I wasn't trying to blame her for anything. This is all one big silly misunderstanding. I tried explaining myself, but she was so high on righteous indignation I don't think she even bothered to stop and think about what I was saying.
If you weren't blaming her, then send us some money. If you really cared about her feelings, that's what you do. She'd feel a whole lot better with some financial aid by way of apology.
Apology? Make no mistake, Hunter, I'm not apologizing for anything. I'm just telling you to clear up the misunderstanding you've caused by painting me as some kind of aggressor to your wife.
She asked you herself too, right? If you'd help out by tossing a little of the green stuff our way.
Yes, she did. That's not all she said either. She said I spoiled you and failed to teach you how to have any sense with money.
There you go. That just proves it. This is all your fault.
This is not a laughing matter. Do not blame your abominable decision-making skills on my parenting, boy. Let me make one thing crystal clear. If she's unhappy with you, she needs to remember that she's the one who chose to marry you, and that she knew full well what an irresponsible buffoon you are with money when she let you put that ring on her finger. I'd be lying if I said I didn't sympathize with her, but it was ultimately her decision, and now she has to pay the price. No means no, and that's the end of it.
But Ingrid's parents already said that they don't want anything else to do with us.
No way. Were you pestering her parents for money too? Have you no shame? It's bad enough that you do it with me, but I can't believe you do that with someone else's mom and dad.
Geez, Mom, it wasn't me. Ingrid asked them.
What's the difference? How embarrassing. I'm begging you, Hunter, please start living like a responsible human being and fix your problems yourself. If you're struggling to get by, how about I ask your Uncle Jeff if he'll let you help out on his farm to supplement the finances? He'll let you live at his place for dirt cheap and provide all of your meals. As long as you work hard, you'll never want for anything.
I already told you I don't want to live in the countryside. It's boring. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I was thinking of heading home for a little while. I have a few days off coming up soon.
Really? I'd like that. It'd be nice if we could visit your father's grave together. I haven't seen you in 3 years. You could bring Ingrid along, too. I'd like to hear about why exactly it is that you've been having so much financial trouble. I still haven't heard anything in the way of a reason.
Huh? And why do you have to?
I don't have to, and it's not like I'm forcing you to tell me anything, but if you're serious about wanting my help, then I need to know what exactly it is I'm giving you money for. Who knows, maybe I'll be able to give you some advice? I got through a pinch or two myself back in the day, you know.
Fine, whatever. I'll speak with Ingrid about it.
Okay, let me know when you've decided whether you're coming or not. I'll have a banquet full of all yours and Ingrid's favorite foods ready when you arrive. Hunter, what in heaven's name is going on?
Oh no. Should I get busted?
Busted? Do you think this is a joke? You used my credit card without my permission, didn't you?
Sorry, Mom, but there was a little something I really wanted.
A little something? You must be joking. I saw the transaction history. You bought a bunch of branded clothes and accessories, expensive aftershaves, and got a tattoo? And the 5 frickin' star hotel you booked, what was that all about? Do you have any idea how many thousands of dollars of my money you've wasted on your spending spree?
Chrissy and Dave invited us out on vacation to Hawaii with them. The problem was that we didn't have any money of our own, but we thought it'd be rude to say no, so if you think about it logically, we didn't have a choice.
Having no money and being invited on holiday by your friends means you have to steal money from your mother's credit card behind her back? I'm not sure I see the logic. The card's still here, so I can only assume you must have taken it out of my purse and taken a picture of my details while you were staying with me, so you could go on a spending spree when you got home.
Sorry, Mom, but we really are struggling. I'm serious about that. Like, really struggling. You wouldn't help us out no matter how much we begged you. What else were we supposed to do? I honestly didn't see any other way to fix the shit show that is now my life.
That's why you came to stay with me, isn't it? You were after my money all along. As soon as you went home, almost $1,500 suddenly appeared from my account.
Huh? You noticed?
Of course I noticed.
Wait, what? So, why didn't you say anything?
I looked the other way because I assumed you really must be at rock bottom if you were resorting to stealing from your own mother. I decided I'd let it slide one last time out of sympathy for you. But that was before I saw what you spent it on. This ends now.
Geez, Mom, I said I'm sorry. I'll give back everything I took one day, I promise. Will you just take a chill pill? Have a cup of coffee and take some deep breaths or something. This is ridiculous.
You won't pay it back one day. You'll pay it back right now.
I seriously can't do that. Surely you know I can't. If you knew how bad things were, you wouldn't be asking that of me.
If you have a job, you can take out a loan. I don't care if you have to go into debt. I want back every last cent of the money you've stolen from me. Do you even have any idea how much you've spent over these past 2 months? Or were you just spending indiscriminately without any regard for how much it might cost me and the damage it might do? Go on, take a guess.
About 3,000 maybe?
6,000.
Holy Jesus balls, that much?
You don't get to be shocked, Hunter. You're the one who spent it.
No, you're wrong. This has to be Ingrid's doing. I told her to be careful, but she wouldn't listen. Whenever she saw something she wanted, she'd buy it right then and there, and there was nothing I could do to stop her.
I don't care. All I care about is what you are going to do to make this right. Are you going to pay up or not? I want an answer now.
Mom, I can't.
I see. Then I never want to see or hear from you again. We're done. You are no longer my son.
What? You're cutting me out of your life?
Exactly. I'll think of the 6,000 as a fee for getting rid of you.
I get it, Mom. It was wrong of me to use your credit card without your permission like that. But do you really have to be this mad? Worse things have happened. It's not like we did it for no reason. We fell on hard times. You have money to spare, so we figured it wouldn't be a huge deal if we helped ourselves with some of it.
I'm angry with you precisely because I do not have money to spare. You presumptuous, arrogant, selfish little cretin. Does your ignorance know no bounds?
Holy crap, Mom, don't call me stuff like that. Chill already. Answer me this. You're getting by just fine, aren't you? What's the big deal?
Whether I'm struggling or not isn't the point. You and Ingrid could also be getting along just fine if you stopped being so wasteful by spending your money on frivolous junk. Not ordering takeout every night would be a big boost to the finances too. While you're at it, how about you don't impulsively buy everything you take a fancy to and actually start budgeting for the first time in your life? If you weren't spending like such stupendous morons, you wouldn't be in the red every month and you wouldn't be stealing from your mother.
You say we spend like stupendous morons. But I don't see anything wrong with us treating ourselves to nice things every now and then. It's not like I don't work hard. What's the point even being alive in the first place if we gotta spend our whole lives tolerating the unhappiness of not being able to enjoy the things we like? That's a sucker's life if you ask me.
It's not that I disagree. It's just that I'm telling you to do it with your own damn money.
Are you sure you really want to cut ties with me and Ingrid? Something tells me it might not be in your best interest. Dad's not around to provide for you anymore, and you're in touch with maybe 3 of our relatives at best. I'm pretty much the only real family you have left. Your one and only son.
You may be my one and only son. But if having you in my life means having my retirement fund stolen behind my back, then I think I'll take my chances on my own. But if you really want to talk about my best interests, would you mind telling me what exactly I gain by having you in my life? Is there even a single benefit of having you around? You didn't even come and visit me in hospital when I had my accident last year. Steve from across the street feels like more of a son to me than you do. He visited me once a week to see how I was doing and deliver things I needed during my hospital stay.
Maybe so, but he isn't your son, is he? He's pretty much a stranger.
Exactly my point. which means you're such a waste of space that I'd rather have a stranger in my life than you.
Wow. Just, wow. I guess you really do want to live in isolation then. Have it your way, Mom. Don't come crawling back to me when you can't take it anymore.
Yep, I'll be going at it alone from now on. Make sure you don't cause trouble for anyone else like you did for me. That's my final wish to you as your mother before we become strangers.
Don't make me laugh. You lost the right to call yourself my mom when you refused to help me in my hour of need. I'll never be there for you when you need me. You better not come begging, because it'll be an instant no. You better make damn sure you leave me some money behind to enjoy a nice holiday with when you kick the bucket. Never speak to me again. You good-for-nothing old hag. Hey, what's going on? Where are you?
Excuse me?
Mom, there are strangers in your house.
Huh?
Did you read my message? I came to visit you, but there was some couple I don't recognize living in your house. Who are they? I knocked and asked for you, but they said you're not here right now. What's going on? If there are strangers living here, guess you must have moved?
Strangers? Oh, don't be so silly. Those aren't strangers, that's my son and his wife. What are you talking about?
Huh? Your son? But I'm your son.
Wrong, I only have one son.
Don't even joke about things like that. I'm your only son. I'm an only child.
I thought I'd made it clear that you were no longer my son. Did you forget that I broke off all ties with you a few years ago?
I didn't forget. But that's ancient history now. Can't we just let bygones be bygones? You know, Mom, I've been doing an awful lot of self-reflection. I finally started acting my age.
I'm pleased to hear that. What a relief. All right, so I take it that was all? Goodbye.
Mom, wait! Who are that couple? Will you just tell me already?
They moved in a couple of years ago. Remember before when I told you about Steve, my neighbor who came to visit me in hospital when I had my accident? He got married.
But why are they living in your house?
Because I gave it to them.
What? The house?
Yep. Living on your own in the countryside isn't easy when you get old, and that place just wasn't suitable for me anymore.
Why didn't you tell me? What were you thinking? Are you insane? I thought I was getting the family home. It was supposed to be mine.
Why would you inherit a house you never even visited? Didn't you say you were done with me?
Well, sure, I did, but...
Let me guess, were you thinking of selling it? I hope you didn't get your hopes up, dear. It was older than the dinosaurs and in serious need of repairs. You'd have gotten maybe $8,000 at best.
But $8K is a lot of money.
Oh, look, so it was the money. I knew it.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I came home because I was worried sick about you.
Well, you can relax, because I'm living in an apartment complex for the elderly now. I'm living the good life without a care in the world.
Where?
There's absolutely no chance of me telling you that I can't risk you showing up pestering me for money again. I've had enough of you for 10 lifetimes.
Mom, please. Why do you have to be so cruel? I'd never do anything like that. Just tell me, please? You know how they say you don't know what you've got until it's gone? Well, I finally realized how grateful I was to have you in my life while we weren't talking these last few years. That's why I want to see you. Please, Mom, I want to see you again.
How are things going with Ingrid?
Where did that come from? I guess they're going pretty good.
And the debt?
Huh?
You're in debt, right?
No? What are you talking about?
That's strange. I got a phone call a few months back saying my son was in debt. You're borrowing from people you shouldn't be borrowing from, aren't you? I told them that I don't have a son, and that if they dared call me again, I'd call the cops immediately. They stopped after that, and I haven't heard from them since. I almost spat my Earl Grey tea out when they told me how much you owed. That's not the kind of money you can repay in a few years, let alone a few months. Well, how is the debt situation?
Well, I still can't afford to pay it off.
I knew it, so that's why you tried to come back crying to me.
Mom, I'm so sorry. I was doing my best to pay it off without having to bug you again, but Ingrid's spending is out of control. And she still says she doesn't want to get a job.
I see neither of you have changed a bit.
Please stop talking to me like that. Please, Mom. I'm at my breaking point here. I don't know how much more I can take. Gah. I've been doing all kinds of things to save money lately, you know? You have no idea how hard I'm trying.
Lately? You had countless jobs over the years. I heard from Ingrid's parents. About the time you stole everything worth money from their house after they asked you to watch the place while they went on holiday. You used my credit card without my permission, and you stole from your in-laws. What you did is a crime.
This really is the last time, Mom, please. I'll never bug you or cause trouble again after this. And I'll even look after you when you can't take care of yourself anymore. Ingrid said she'd be more than happy to help out if you pull through for us just this one time.
It's too little, too late, Hunter. While you were getting into mountains of debt by spending like a pair of prime grade A morons with no sense of money or understanding of the concept of consequences, I was making preparations to live on my own. I knew that if I was ever in a pinch, I knew I could count on my son Steve and his wife to help me. In fact, I'm surrounded by people who are 1,000,000 times more kind, caring, and helpful than either of you two could ever dream of being. So you really don't need to worry about me at all.
God, why you gotta be so mean to me, Mom? I'm serious. This time is different. I'm really in trouble here. I'm scared of what might happen if I don't get a hold of this money and fast. There were a bunch of guys in leather jackets outside our house with crowbars yesterday. I borrowed from some very bad people. This is no laughing matter.
Who chose to do that? You did. The mess you've gotten yourself into is way beyond my capabilities at this point. You either need to go to the police or go into hiding.
Mom, you have to help me. Please don't abandon me like this.
I loved you unconditionally because I was your mother. You're the one who abandoned my love. There's no going back now.
I'll do whatever you say, I swear. I'll never get into debt again. I'll start taking my work more seriously.
Forgive me, my dear, but I'm finding it hard to believe a word you say because you haven't told me the truth in over a decade. You've never taken work seriously in your life.
This time will be different, I swear. I can change. I'm ready. I don't have anyone else to rely on. Ingrid's mom and dad said that if either of us go anywhere near their house, they'll call the police.
You two should be grateful to me and Ingrid's parents. We would all have been well within our rights to file a police report for what you did. You should be thanking us you're not in jail. That was because of the last shred of compassion we still had for you, but believe me, there is nothing left anymore.
I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me, Mom.
Why do you keep calling me Mom? If you recall, I resigned from my role as your mother a long time ago. I'll never tell you where I live, and I'm going to be blocking you real soon. I don't care how much trouble you're in. I'm not helping you. How could I? We'll never see each other or speak again. My desperate ex-son and his wife tried contacting me countless times after that. But I swiftly blocked them both, and with that, my peace and tranquility was restored. The only reason I didn't block them earlier was because somewhere deep inside me, I hoped that one day they'd change their ways. Part of me wished that one day my son would change and we could enjoy a healthy relationship that didn't involve being pestered for money every 5 minutes. Alas, my hope was futile. and I had no choice but to accept that Hunter was lost beyond salvation when I got the phone call from the debt collectors. There's no doubt about it, it was a heart-wrenchingly sad, but at the same time felt strangely liberating, because it meant I could finally let go and move on. There may be people who criticize me for not helping him out in his time of need, because while he may be an adult, he was still my son. But family or not, there comes a time when you have to draw a line in the sand for the sake of your own well-being and sanity. And that line got crossed a long, long time ago. If my son hadn't taken advantage of my trusting nature, none of this would have ever happened. And I would have still loved and cherished him like I did when he was a little boy. I haven't heard anything from Hunter or Ingrid since I blocked them. I guess they must be just about surviving somehow. But even if they're not, I don't feel any sympathy for them. They got themselves into this mess and had ample opportunity to get themselves out of it before they passed the point of no return. I've spent these last few years of peace and quiet free from the money-crazed pestering of my son by working online translating Japanese from my new home. Eventually, I completely made up for everything they took from me, and now my money worries are a thing of the past. I don't get lonely because Steve and his wife, who I gave the house to, regularly come over to see me and make sure I have everything I need. I also made a bunch of new friends in the apartment block for the elderly I live in. This place can be such a riot sometimes. I don't know how much time I have left on this earth, but I intend to enjoy it to the fullest by focusing on my own happiness and being there for my loved ones.